Hello, Doc Ines and teachers. Let me continue the discussion. Now let us proceed to the generalized conversational implicature. Grice distinguished two different types of conversational implicatures. He referred to the examples like those we have considered up to this point as particularized conversational implicatures, meaning that the intended inference depends on particular features of the specific context of the utterance. Grice said that some implicatures depend on the specific context of the conversation. These are called particularized conversational implicatures. The implied meaning is not automatic or universal. It only makes sense because of the particular situation, topic, or shared knowledge between the speaker and the listener. In other words, the listener must understand the context, what's happening, who's speaking, the situation, tone, and etc. to figure out what the speaker really means. For example, example 1. Person A: wow, someone's been eating a lot of chocolate. B: there's an empty box on your desk. Here, person B's response implies that A is the only one who ate the chocolate, but the meaning only works because of the specific context. There's an empty box on A's desk. If this conversation happened elsewhere, the same word might mean something different or nothing at all. That's a particularized implicature. Another example. Person A: do you want to go out for dinner? Person B: I have an exam tomorrow. B is literally word, or person B's literally words only talk about an exam. But person A can infer from the situation that person B is declining the invitation because they need to study. If there were no upcoming exam, the same words might not be imply refusal. Again, meaning depends on context, so it is particularized. And then the next one, or the second type, he referred to as generalized conversational implicatures. This type of inference does not depend on particular features of the context, but is intended typically associated with the kind of proposition being expressed. A generalized conversational implicature is a type of implied meaning that we can understand even without knowing the specific situation or background of the conversation. This means that the hidden or extra meaning comes naturally from the words themselves and how people normally use language, not for special details about the context. Unlike particularized implicatures, which depend heavily on the situation, generalized implicatures are more automatic and widely understood. For example, statement: some of the students passed the exam. An implicature: not all of the students passed. Even though the speaker didn't say not all, we understand it the way because of everyone passed. They would have said all of the students passed. So, the word some usually suggests not all. In short, a generalized conversational implicature is a meaning that people normally understand from the way something is said, not from the situation, but from the common sense and language used. More example: the water is warm. Implicature: the water is not hot. The word warm describes a temperature that is comfortable neither cold or hot. When someone says the water is warm, they usually mean it's somewhere below hot or not too cold. The speaker doesn't say not hot, but we naturally understand that because in normal use, warm and hot are constructing terms. This is generalized conversational implicature because anyone who hears the sentence will get the same meaning, no special situation needed. Another example, it is possible that we are related. Implicature, it is not necessarily true that we are related. The phrase it is possible that means something might be true, but we're not sure. When the speaker says this, it usually implies that they don't have full evidence or are not confident about the truth of the statement. So, while they admit the chance exists, they are also saying it is not definitely true. And this one is a generalized conversational implicature because this kind of not certain. And then for the next one, some of the boys went to the rugby match. Implicature, not all of the boys went to the rugby match. The word some literally means at least one or possibly all. But in normal conversation, when people say some, listeners usually understand it to mean not all. This happens because of the speaker meant all. They would have just said all of the boys went. So, by choosing the word some, the speaker indirectly suggests that others did not go. This is another generalized conversational implicature. The extra meaning is clear to most people even without a special context. And then, generalized conversational implicatures are motivated by the same set of maxims discussed earlier, but they typically do not involve a violation of the maxims. Quick review lang po. Grice proposed 4 maxims that guide how people communicate clearly and effectively. For the maxim of quantity, give enough information but not more than needed. And for the maxim of quality, be truthful. For the maxim of relation, be relevant. And then for the last one, maxim of manner, be clear and orderly. When people speak, we assume they follow these rules. Generalized conversational implicatures happen when we understand extra meaning from what is said. Without breaking these rules, the maxims are still respected. And then, these implicatures come naturally from how we use language in general. No special situation or violation of maxims is required. Let's look at the examples one by one. I walked into a house. Implicature, the house was not my house. The speaker said a house instead of my house or our house. By using the indefinite article a, the listener normally assumes the speaker is talking about a house that is not theirs or not familiar. If it were um, if it were their own, the speaker would normally say, "My house." The speaker, or the implied meaning, the speaker entered someone else or an unknown house. This follows the maxim of quantity. The speaker gave just enough information and we infer the rest. Then for the example B, Arthur is meeting a woman tonight. The woman is not Arthur's wife or close relative. Again, the speaker used a woman, not his wife or his sister. Because of how we normally use language, a woman suggests a person who is closely connected to Arthur, someone new, unknown, or unrelated. If the woman were his wife, the speaker would likely specify that Arthur is meeting some other woman, not someone we already know about. This implicature also arises naturally from the maxim of quantity. The speaker is being informative but not over-explaining. And then last example, I broke a finger yesterday. The finger I broke was my own finger. The phrase a finger doesn't specify whose finger, but in normal use, we assume it's the speaker's own. This is because it's the most relevant or logical interpretation based on maxim of relation, be relevant. It would be strange to mean someone else's finger unless the context said so. The speaker injured their own finger, not another person's. And that's the end of my part. Thank you so much for listening.